I just wanted some sauce on those zingers.
All right, everybody, welcome to the show. I only have one announcement in this video, and that is this Sunday on this channel at 12 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, I will be doing a 12-hour stream of Bloodborne. Yes, I'm finally going to be playing Bloodborne. I'm going all in, and I'm probably going to suck terribly, and it should be a lot of fun. I'll have a link to that scheduled stream below in the description and top pinned comment. All right, so I have been talking about this. I actually did a video talking about RAM prices and how AI data centers are taking the lion's share of manufacturing for RAM, and Micron is no longer going to be selling consumer RAM. No more storage, no more RAM. They actually sold it under the Crucial brand. That's done. They're closing down shop in 2026. So you have one of the three big competitors who were making RAM for consumers leaving the market. The other two are SK Hynix and Samsung, who make RAM. So you have one of the three big players leaving the consumer market completely, depleting the consumer supply of memory, which in turn is bringing up the prices even more. Here is DDR5 memory, okay? This is a chart where it shows pricing for it. DDR5 memory, 32 gigabytes, 6,000 megahertz, so 2 sticks of 16 gigabytes. In 2024, like the summer of 2024, you could get it for around $100. Price pretty much has stayed the same. We started to see more price fluctuation here, and then all of a sudden it goes off a cliff, or I guess you would say off a cliff, to now that same amount of RAM, same speed, same everything, is going for about $450. There was a time you could buy it for about $100, and it wasn't that long ago. And it's not just going to affect PCs and laptops, and if you want to build your own PC, it's going to affect all electronics that have storage and memory. And that includes the Nintendo Switch 2. And with the price increase for making the console because memory prices are increasing, Nintendo might be in a world of hurt, and it has investors very concerned. And because of this, Nintendo's stock price has dropped, and they lost $14 billion in value so far. Across the board, the tech industry is currently still rattled by issues surrounding memory chip shortages. Companies like Samsung are making major shifts in their production lines, and other companies like Framework have opted to directly tell consumers that prices will rise due to shortages. Now, a new report from Bloomberg points to Nintendo losing $14 billion in share revenue as fears around memory shortages continue to rise. And this isn't just speculation. Nintendo's shares have declined on almost every trading day in December so far, dropping to their lowest levels since May 2025. According to the report via TrendForce, Nintendo now has to spend 41% more on the 12 gigabyte RAM chips it uses to make Nintendo Switch 2 consoles. NAND storage prices also rose by 8%. That's what they use for internal storage in the Switch 2. So you have 41% for the RAM, and for storage to store your games, it rose by 8% in the Switch. So they're spending a ton more to manufacture Switch consoles right now. And with the drop in share value, the question quickly turns to when, not if, Nintendo will raise prices on the Nintendo Switch 2. So it's costing them more to make the Switch 2, and investors are fearing what happens if the Switch 2 has to go up in price. Then it will de-incentivize people to buy the console. So it's a double whammy that Nintendo's dealing with right now. And on top of it, the micro SD express cards are also going to go up in price. So this is a lose all around. It's a lose for Nintendo because they're spending a lot more to make the Switch 2 due to rising costs, and the consumer is going to get hit too, not only because the Switch 2 is probably going to go up in price, but getting storage for it is going to get more expensive. So this is absolutely disastrous all around. So there's two things that I have been yelling from the mountaintops from my large hairy hole. That's one way to word it, is this is more than about just AI data centers needing RAM, because we know this bubble could burst at any time. Do you think that Micron would have just gotten out of the consumer business for a speculative bubble that essentially is like a circle jerk between all of the tech companies right now that's propping it to stay artificially afloat? No, you know what this is really about. They want to turn everything into a service. They want to, oh, you want to edit your videos, you got to edit them in the cloud. Oh, you want to play games, just sign up for a cloud service. They want to make it that you own absolutely nothing. And on top of it, they have access to all your data because everything you're doing now is in the cloud. They already have access to plenty of your data now. They will have unprecedented access to your data if every single application and piece of software you have to use is all being computed in data centers. And number two is, a lot of you may be thinking that, oh, this is just going to affect the nerds who want gaming PCs. As you see, it's not. Anything that has memory, I don't care if it's a smart fridge, a TV, your phone. The phone manufacturers are talking about, minus Apple, the phone manufacturers are talking about bringing micro SD card slots back because memory is going to get more expensive, and they could say, hey, if you want more memory in your phone, put an SD card in there. So anything that has memory and requires memory, the price is going to increase. Whether it's, like I said, your fridge or your phone, everyone is going to feel this. So you don't have to be a nerd building PCs to be concerned about memory prices going up. So, and when it's going to come down, who the hell knows? This may last for a very long time. And the worst thing about it is that it could be permanent. And this could change the entire tech industry forever, and not for the better. This is Rich Tomorrow, signing out. Have a good one.